Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-January 2024 love reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past, present, and future energies between you and a meaning of interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight, and that's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel that's the way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Okay, past energy on your side, we have Grace, which is the equivalent of the Star card, and Transformation, which is the equivalent of the Death card. So two pretty serious major arcana cards. And really what I'm reading from these two could just be saying that when you cross paths with this person, they might have really sparked something within you, right? So maybe you totally didn't have love on the brain at all, right? But then all of a sudden you cross paths with this person, you're like, oh, okay, maybe there could actually be something there. But I viewed that as you taking it as, instead of an opportunity to say, oh, I'm totally going to pursue it with this person, you might have viewed it as, okay, I have to leave some stuff from my past behind, right? So whether you were already in a connection, right? So maybe you were in a toxic connection and this person comes along and shows you things could be a lot better, or it's just the realization that, oh, okay, yeah, I was so wrapped up in these things I have going on that I didn't even think that this would be a possibility. But either way, I feel like it's saying that this connection, the spark between the two of you, led you to the realization that you had to leave some things behind and do some inner work. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Queen of Wands. So this is Aries energy here. So it could just be saying that they might have started to give off the energy like they were being a bit impatient, right? And I could see how that could be happening, right? Because looks like you felt the spark, right? Looks like they would have felt the spark as well. But hey, I'm someone with a Virgo stellium, so no judgment here. But the impression I'm getting here is that you didn't really put out in the open that you were going through all these things inside, right? So this person's viewing it at the surface level, like, oh, we feel this intense attraction between the two of us. But you're viewing it as, oh, okay, now I have to go do all this inner work. And this person's just like, what's the deal? We felt this attraction. Why is Virgo fleeing the scene, right? So it's kind of what I'm getting there with the disconnect. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Eight of Cups. So yeah, so see, I feel a continuation of that energy here, which is to say, I feel like you might have written them off because you're like, okay, totally feeling that strong attraction just like they were. But for me, that means, oh, okay, I have these things I need to go work on before I could really show up in this connection the way that I would want to, right? So I feel like this is leading you to say, well, I'm going to write this person off because it seems like they're being impatient and they're not giving me, space to go through what I need to go to. But again, like I said, I feel like it's more of a misunderstanding where you tend to like to conceal things and go through things on your own, but sometimes you could be a little too good at that, right? To where this person's completely oblivious to all the things that you have going on beneath the surface, so they're not necessarily getting why you're withdrawing. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Ten of Swords. So yeah, if you look at the energy here, right, it looks like this person seems to be going through something, right? Even if they're just sleeping, and then this person almost looks like they're in military garb, like they might have returned from a battle or something, right? And bring in that rose. But to me, that rose points to more of like a friendship thing, right? So to me, again, like I said, I feel like you're getting what you wanted, ironically, but for a different reason, right? Because again, like I said, it seems like you were thinking, oh, this person's, growing impatient and I just can't show up in the connection the way I need to right now, so I'm just going to write them off. But I feel like when you do make that decision and move away, that makes them think that, oh, okay, I guess this explains why Virgo, was pulling away from the connection. They must be going through something. So when you walk away, I feel like that's when it clicks for them that you were going through something. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'll totally just be supportive and, fall back a little bit. So I feel like you're just already writing them off thinking that they're impatient and they wouldn't give you the space that you needed. But ironically, when you do walk away, that's when it clicks to them that, oh, I guess Virgo's going through something. So they're not thinking anything of it. They'll think that eventually you'll be re-engaging with the connection, whereas for you, it looks like you're already writing them off. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Two of Coins. So yeah, again, I feel like that brings that undecided energy for me, right? Where you're like, can I give to this connection? Can I not? Right? But again, like I said, it might just help for you to look and see, like, okay, was I maybe too good at concealing that I was going through stuff, and that just led to all these misunderstandings, and then I'm viewing this person as impatient and not understanding, when really it's just that they didn't have any idea I was going through something until I fled the scene, right? So something to keep in mind with that. And future energy on their side, we have the World. So yeah, I mean, this totally seems like someone who would be willing to show up, right, and be supportive. And I feel like they really do view the value of the connection between the two of you. But again, like I said, it looks like you just might have misread the situation. To be fair, it looks like they did initially too, right? But I feel like that's basically what's happening there. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have Desire. So this is actually the equivalent of the Chariot in traditional tarot, which is Cancerian energy and can point to an energy of destiny somewhat. So yeah, I feel like deep down you do feel this draw to this person, but like I said, it just seems like a disconnect where for you it might have sparked something where like, oh, I have all these things I need to work on and get in line before I could show up to this connection the way I need to. And then this person's viewing it as, oh, I guess, Virgo's going through something, they'll be back, right? So whereas you might have felt like, oh, I have to flee the scene because they're not giving me the space. All right, and bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Three of Cups. So Three of Cups is usually a much more light, jovial type of energy, but if we look here, this has a bit of darkness to it, right? We see the three energies on the balcony there. We see this person looks like they're walking into a bar, or maybe even a brothel or something, right? But I feel like this is saying that, especially if we see the way that they're looking back, it's like they would like to see things progress with you, but they might just come to the realization that, well, maybe, you know, Virgo's not ready for this, and then they might just engage in some things that might not be the healthiest for them either, right? So that's the funny thing. So maybe you're viewing this person through this lens of, oh, they got it all together. I need to get my stuff together, right? Whereas really they might have their thing too, right? But you just might not have realized that about them. So you're withdrawn like, oh, I got to clean up all the stuff. Whereas they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess while I wait for Virgo to possibly come back around, I'm just going to re-engage in my possible bad habits, right? So that's the funny thing. So that might have actually been what brought the two of you together. Was like, hey, you guys could be healthy for each other, but just seems to have totally played out the wrong way, at least for the time being. All right, so moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages Love Oracle deck. Just gonna pull a single card from this one. Got one there. Okay, next we'll see what we get from the Wisdom of Oracle deck, and same situation as a single card here. Then we'll read the messages from both and wrap the reading up for that. All right, and got one there that won't go back in the deck. So let's see. From the Messages of Love, you got Healing. Okay, it says old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. So yeah, I mean, I feel like we did cover that part already, so I'm not really gonna emphasize that too much. But yeah, it seems like that would make sense given what we were talking about with the spread. And then we have Unfinished Symphony. There's the artwork, and the number is 10. Which is interesting because the 10, well, we do see the 10 of Swords in the present, but I was thinking of the Wheel of Fortune being a 10 as well. And Wheel of Fortune often pointing to timing, and it's a Jupiter energy, and Jupiter started forward motion recently in Taurus, so maybe that was part of what's at play too, but we'll see what it says in the book. Okay, the relationship message says moving on is difficult when love lingers, things are left unsaid, and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved, and close the door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, right? Because the main takeaway I get from that is that even if you don't directly revisit the situation with this person, I feel like it's saying that you need to revisit it in some capacity, even if only for yourself, to come to the realization of, okay, yeah, maybe was I holding back that I was going through something, and did that cause the disconnect there, right? And did that possibly lead to a disconnect within the connection? So something to think about there. I feel like this is one of those that's going to feel really spot on for a few of you, and then for us to be like, what is this dude even talking about? But hopefully it resonated for those of you if this is your situation. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.